Welcome back. We're here to cover the Divine Masculine. Now, we are going to tune into these together. I'm going to set for 2.5 and have a look at what I see coming through, and then we're going to get directly into the channeled messages. Now, the first thing I'm noticing is, and this really could be within our own inner masculine, definitely the further into the journey you get, it's a good idea to look at the masculine, feminine, karmic energy, but also look at it from your own personal perspective as well, some circumstances, and that can really balance your yin and yang within your twin flame connection. I do see this individual this week. It can be where they're trying to find balance, but there are some situations that they are dealing with currently that really are not balanced, okay? And this is the crowning energy. This can be in life and their wellness. This can be in business and career. It also can be with the most intimate of connections. I definitely do sense that there are things that are off kilter. They're attempting to balance something, but they're really seeing a circumstance for what it really is. There is an imbalanced situation that they're currently dealing with. Now, as we look to the past position, we have Goddess of Love, and this is in the past position, and funny enough, it is in reverse. There could be for some where they are directly looking at a karmic third-party situation or romantic connections and having a revelation about it that this needs to go to the past. This also can be a circumstance where they are feeling unloved and uncared for, but definitely it feels as though something is turning about. They're wanting to turn something about. The way the cards have come out on this side, when I've re-pulled them out, it has this confused energy. It's almost moved into a predicament where they feel as though the way they're seeing it and the way you're seeing it is two different ways, because they do feel that they did not give you the love that you deserved. And they also felt that they may have given that to a person maybe that was non-deserving of it. They're very reflective at the moment. They're reflective of behavioral patterns. They're reflective of the direct connection within the joint connection. And also, really, it's like they're going into their Akashic records of broken promises, broken dreams, and where to go from here. We're looking at the current predicament of where they stand, and they have the Goddess of Rage here. They do feel in their heart that Divine Feminine is frustrated. Divine Feminine has been served some unjust situations. This can be from their own hand and others. Initially, maybe they were looking at a circumstance with other individuals and giving sympathy to an area maybe that was non-deserving. They almost want to show you and they don't want you to feel this is just intimacy, because they definitely do have intimacy with you. They have like a connection to you. They have chemistry with you. They feel as though that is not the issue, but they also feel that is not the solution on this occasion. They also feel that for some could be very much blocked at this point in time, especially because of crosswires and misunderstandings. Especially for those of you that had maybe been in communication, and this could have been previous to, I could give you a time frame. If you had been in and out of communication with your counterpart, maybe in the last 3 to 4 months, I do feel this is going to change. So if it did drop off and it did go starkly dark and, ghostly quiet, I'm getting this feeling as though this is where, and I feel it's in this month of the month we're currently in, I really do feel this is where it's actually changing about. I feel the circumstance relating to this area of life is what directly is going to be changing. And I do feel their desire is to really transform the area of miscommunication and really clarify on those areas and try to get back into communication with Divine Feminine. I do feel for those that are in a karmic third-party relationship, again, there are some cross wires. I'm going to pull for both sides because I'm getting two particular messages at this point. One, a message relating to the divine feminine, and one relating to a previous or current karmic situation. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword I'm hearing, but nevertheless, we will clarify. I think they've reached a lot of closure around a karmic situation, regardless of where they stand in the mix of it at this point in time. The one very solid statement that they're making is that they lost themselves inside this situation. It started to impact the very essence of who they were as a human being, at a very basic level. And I can't say basic level because it's really not coming through spiritually as it is a basic level. It's your most essential needs of maybe privacy, having your own goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations. Something has gone beyond that point, and it's taken far more than it's given. And because of that tipping of the scale, and we go back to the crowning energy, this individual is really at a foundation level, looking at the factor that their selfhood has been lost through this. Initially there was a lot of feelings that, maybe they were being unfair, maybe they were being unjust. They felt as though they've lost their way. They felt as though because of circumstances of the past, they lost pieces of who they were as an individual. And I really do feel, especially for those that understand astrology, that understand transits, that, talk about the twin flame path, are a twin flame, the optimism that we hold with the North Node in Aries is that the person finds themselves. And all of us collectively are really doing that at this point in time. It's that whole notion of the courage to be disliked, the courage to actually be who you need to be. Not just always focusing on, how directly is this going to impact another person? Because when we know ourselves, when we find ourselves, we can be good to all. We can be our most authentic self, and stand tall. And I feel divine masculine is actually going through this, and there's a great deal of hope, especially in the years coming, around this path for these individuals because of such. And I do feel we're stepping into a brand new portal where we are, in some shape or form, going to be guiding individuals around us, and that's both for the masculine and for the feminine as well as jointly. And I see these individuals this week in the mix actually realizing, I don't know why I'm hearing this, but it's like sticks and stones can break my bones. If somebody's trying to self-sabotage them, I feel as though it's kind of becoming like water off a duck's back, and it's not hindering them from choosing themselves. It's really forcing them to have the courage to be disliked and to move against the grain. And they also feel they're having a revelation that, nobody can break nobody can take from you what's truly yours. Goddess of destruction here, there could have been this feeling that divine feminine was deciding to pull a situation down within the circumstance. But it's funny because they're having this revelation now that divine feminine is being protective of themselves. Divine feminine has warned them of particular paths, and these revelations now are to do with other individuals and value systems they were holding due to fear that were really affecting the joint connection and moving together. And I really feel this week in the mix, these individuals are realizing where the block is, and it definitely is not the divine feminine. We'll check in with this next week. If you do want to get the next edition ahead of the crowd, you can come through. And for those of you watching this in the public, the members get these a week ahead of schedule. Take care. Otherwise, I hope to see you in our YouTube membership.